Marvel Live at Comic-Con 2015, brought to you by Marvel Future Fight from Netmarble. I'm Ryan Penagos, aka Marvel's Agent M.
And I am Mark Strom, aka Marvel.com editor.
And we are joined by
Josh Shipley from Walt Disney Imagineering.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome.
Hey, thanks. I've been standing down there, eyeballing you guys, envious, bowing down.
You came up here and the first thing you did was let the fan blow upon you and enjoy the cool air.
Yeah, that's actually true. It was like, oh, this feels
so
good.
So good. All right, so for the Marvel fans who are out there watching, explain what an Imagineer is.
All right, I will do my best. So Imagineers on the Disney side of things, because the name gets thrown around here and there, but on the Disney side, we're the ones that come up with all of the theme park attractions, theme parks, shows, cruise lines, resort, hotels. It was a little division that Walt created himself back in, established in 1952. So he knew that he wanted to move into a new form of animation, actually, which was live in the parks or in a theme park setting. Mm-hmm. And so he took his favorite animators over and said, we're going to start building what became Disneyland. That is us to this day, and we have 11 theme parks around the world, with the 12th being built in Shanghai right now. And it's nice to be able to skip out a little bit and come to Comic-Con and play, and then tomorrow right back doing that stuff.
I bet you're a little busy.
A lot busy, yeah, but it's all good.
Yeah. What rides and attractions and experiences would fans know that you've worked on?
All right, well, I have to think about how to line that up there, because the first thing I came in on was Animal Kingdom, helping in 1996.
Oh, okay.
And it was a cool experience to be there. It was a big toy box looking at all this cool stuff going on, and I was trained to be a figure finisher, which was painting audio animatronic dinosaurs for the dinosaur attraction.
I love that attraction so much.
No, that blew my mind. It was like every day I thought, I get to go and paint dinosaurs. That's cool,
yeah.
Right? So, throughout the years I've had different responsibilities, worn many different hats. One that I'm extremely proud of, we opened back in 2009. It was is the current version of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln at Disneyland. I was the creative show director on that effort. It's the one that's still playing to this day. Love that, love the historical significance back to Walt and the World's Fair. And a lot of times I'm in the blue sky realm, which means coming up with big ideas, which means a lot of times, my family included, don't get to know what I'm working on.
Very true, very true.
Yep.
But there's a really cool series of Marvel connections. Yeah. One of them being what we've been doing with the Disney Kingdoms comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could talk a little bit about that and what you've contributed to all of that.
All right. We kind of really love the Disney Kingdoms line, and what that is I know you had Brian Crosby on at one point during the show. Brian and I go back several years with Imagineering, and we used to, on our Wednesday comic book run, we would talk about the what ifs. If we could do something, if we could tell stories, what would we do? And we came up with different, fanboy type of scenarios, and then Marvel joins the Disney family. I mean, at that point, we're sitting there going, this can't be happening right now. Opportunity struck with Joe Quesada, and we were able to talk about the idea of Disney stories, IP, being told through comic books, through Marvel. Joe captured that, said, okay, I like it. We eventually got David Gabriel helping us out a lot. Bill Roseman is our editor. And before you know it, we're doing Seekers of the Weird, which was based on Museum of the Weird, an attraction that never actually opened. It was supposed to be a side attraction to the Haunted Mansion. That was our first one. Then we got to do Figment. Figment was popular through the roof. Right now we're running Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, with the last issue about to hit.
Oh boy.
And then Figment 2, written by Jim Zub. That one's been announced, and that's going to be coming up pretty soon.
Museum of the Weird, was that going to be, what was that experience envisioned originally? I know it's not come about, but I mean, there's really cool designs for it and stuff like that.
And how come it didn't come about, I guess?
All of these are excellent questions, and the good thing about this is it was an idea that was kind of formulated by an Imagineer by the name of Rolly Crump. Rolly was kind of working off to the side at Imagineering, coming up with literally the weirdest stuff he could come up with. Walt loved Rolly, and they were doing Haunted Mansion stuff, Walt gets the pitch from Rolly, and he says, you know what, we need to figure out how this fits into the Haunted Mansion. So it wasn't going to be in the Haunted Mansion. He said, we're going to be off to the side. It'll be like a museum, a collection of just the strangest things we found around the world. So it was going to be a little walk-through area. On the 10th anniversary special for Disneyland, Walt actually goes and does an interview with Rolly Crump, and they talk about it. So it got announced. And then the biggest reason why it didn't happen, Walt passed away. It's one of those little things that was kind of like a side project that was really cool, but Walt was the champion of it. And when he was gone, there weren't a lot of people to pick up and run with it.
Sure.
When we were working on Seekers of the Weird, we were able to sit with Rolly several times and get all of these stories firsthand. And he's telling us like really one-on-one stories about Walt. It's just like blowing our minds.
Yeah.
So he was, I think his quote was something like, I hoped it would always come about, I just never knew it would be in a comic book. He was really proud of it, though.
Yeah, what I love, and I was telling this to Kraz, was that these comics of these attractions feel like movies to me. Like, they are these, like, I need to have Big Thunder Mountain Railroad as a movie. That's something that, reading the comic, I'm like, this is so cinematic. And so it takes what is a great attraction and adds that really big cinematic scope and story, and then it's so good.
Okay, so no spoilers, but for the last issue of Big Thunder Mountain, that was my note that I wrote back, was this feels like a big cinematic ending. It wasn't like I was reading a comic book. At that point, I was going through this big adventure, and I usually listen to the Lone Ranger soundtrack when I'm reading Big Thunder, just because it has the right feel.
Yeah.
But it does. So, you guys, when you read Big Thunder #5, it is a total cinematic adventure.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
We're going to be back real soon with La Bamba from Conan, but Josh, where can fans find you on social media?
On social media, I am at ShipleyLand on Twitter, and then we have at Disney Kingdoms.
Yes.
That we push through on Twitter a lot, and the same on Facebook out there as well, and Instagram, but those are the main 2 tags.
Yeah, we should get you on an episode of This Week in Marvel when I'm out for D23.
Sounds
I'm sure you won't be busy at all then.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah.
Guys, stay tuned for more from Comic-Con. You're watching Marvel Live.